Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skate Down. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. So the Devils lose another must-win game to the Tampa Bay Lightning by a score of 4-1. Devils get no points in regulation. The Tampa Bay Lightning go further up the standings, and if the Devils would have won this game, they would have been within 3 points. And, there would have been light at the end of the tunnel for this team to possibly make the playoffs, but every game now this team loses, it's getting harder and harder and harder to make the playoffs. And, you're entering the trade deadline very soon. Are the Devils going to be sellers instead of buyers going around? So it's just a lot of things that are going around. This is going to be a tough trip out to California with playing these West Coast teams now, and these are must-win games. The Devils lose any of these games, it's safe to say that they're not going to make the playoffs this year. So let's talk about the game, talk about everything. Please stay with me throughout. So the Devils lose to the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-1. This was a must-win game. Would have brought them within 3 points. Now they're 7 points behind the Tampa Bay Lightning, who have 69 points. They're 5 points behind Philadelphia, who have 67 points. And they're 6 points behind the Detroit Red Wings, who have been playing well as of late. They have 68 points. Looking at the Devils, they played 58 games at 29, 25-4 with 62 points. And just talking about that West Coast trip, they're playing San Jose on Tuesday, they're playing the Ducks on Friday, and the LA Kings on Sunday. Then after that, they have the Panthers and the Blues and the Hurricanes, and it's going to get harder and harder and harder as the schedule goes on. And these back-to-backs have sucked all year long for the Devils. They haven't fared well on the second end of these games, and they lose another one on the second end to the Tampa Bay Lightning today. I mean, this game was a tough game to watch. The first period, they were both in it, but that second period, the Devils let off the gas. It's, again, inconsistencies to play a full 60-minute game. And bad bounces cost this team, poor coverages. On that first goal, Victor Hedman comes down from the point and gets that pass from Kucherov and scores. And Kucherov had a fantastic game. 4 points in this game. He had a goal and 3 assists to factor in on every goal in this game, and he now has 102 points to lead the league. So he's having a sensational year, and he was tough to contain this game. The second period, Braden Point is able to get the puck, go behind Miller, and kind of squeak one through as it hit off Akira Schmid's pad and went in. Devils fall behind 2-0. They score on the power play. Toffoli scores. Then at that point, you're kind of thinking the Devils have a chance to get back in this. Jack Hughes fed Toffoli for a play. He had the puck right in front of the net, and couldn't handle the pass that was given. And I don't think he knew he was going to get it that easily, but he could have easily scored on that one, but didn't. And it's just like situations like that. The Devils weren't. The passing wasn't crisp. They didn't play a gritty game. When the game got physical again by the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Devils couldn't match it. And it's kind of one of those games that we've seen all year long. When the other team ups the physicality, the Devils can't match it, and it throws them off their game. And then, going into the third, 10 minutes left in the third, it was a back-and-forth game, but then the Tampa Bay Lightning score. And, it was one of those fluky plays again. Kucherov gets it in front. It hits Marino's skater stick. It lands right in front to an open area. And, of course, Hagel one-handed bats it in and, scores. So, at that point, the game's done because the Devils couldn't score. And even with Sergachev out with his injury and Vasilevsky not playing tonight, you thought the Devils had a chance to get back in this, and it was just tougher and tougher. And Kucherov gets the empty netter and, seals the victory for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So, at this point, I don't know what's going to happen. The trade deadline is not too far away. Maybe this West Coast trip we'll see what can happen, but you lose one of these games, it's going to be harder and harder to get back in. So I'm curious to see what the Devils do. Are they still trying to add something? Are they going to go into sell mode where they could sell off these assets that are UFAs in the offseason just to accrue some sort of assets to get some picks and prospects to use for a future trade? I don't know, but Tom Fitzgerald needs to address this as priority one in the offseason. You have to bring in an elite goaltender. I know it's harder just to say it, but it has to be done at this point. You don't want to waste more years of Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier and all your stars getting older. They're getting in their prime or they're entering their prime, and you kind of want to win during this period. And you need to bring in elite level goaltending to help that. You tried with the Crawfords and the Berniers and the Vanaceks, and it just hasn't worked to that degree. You kind of need to swing a home run now and go for an elite goaltender. Yeah, you're going to lose assets. You're going to lose good picks and prospects and maybe players that you envision to play in your team years down the line. But you need that element now. And you need grit. You need defensemen who play a more physical brand of hockey. You need, just defense that can block shots, that can play a heavy style of hockey. We don't have that. And we don't have that intimidation factor over a lot of teams where, we need that. We need to add these elements. These are Devils of years past. We had that. And we made it harder for teams to win these games when it was a 2-1 or a 3-2 game. Now it's kind of like, they know how to match our gameplay and win these games. And Fitzgerald's got to do something to address that. And they got to bring some bulk up to this lineup. Down this, up and down this lineup, you need to add some sort of physicality that can also produce at, your star's rate. So that's a hard challenge to do, but hopefully he can address those in the offseason if the Devils don't make the playoffs. But it's going to be a hard task to add that entering the trade deadline. So we'll see what happens. But this West Coast trip is going to tell a lot to see where the Devils go the rest of the season. Are they buyers or sellers entering the trade deadline? So comment below, what do you think about this? What do you think about the game? I'm sure I'm getting a lot of angry Devils fans in the comments. I am angry as well. I kind of really wanted to win this game and be within 3 points where you kind of can see them going into buy mode, but now it's kind of leaning more towards the sell mode. And, another year of looking forward to, the draft and, see what Fitzgerald can do with this team. We have a lot of stars in this team. You need to get the best out of them going forward and, help. You need help from them to win these games. So comment below. What do you think about this? What do you think about the game? What do you think about leading into the trade deadline? What the Devils should do? Comment and let me know. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your time. Smash that like button if you haven't done so and subscribe to the Hockey Skate Down. It's free. And join our hockey team. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of the day. Great night. Take it easy. Stay safe.